Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Well, thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
All right, bonjour, good morning, and welcome to Breakfast Daily. It's a beautiful morning here in Tesano, Accra, Ghana, and we're excited to be hosting you on Breakfast Daily. My name is David Kwaku Sakyi, and we have a very interesting, packed lineup for you. It's going to be an exciting show. You want to be part of the excitement. We have all kinds.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Wow, you're trying to start the show without me.
No, not.
Mais Kwaku, c'est pas bon, hein? Tu veux commencer l'émission sans moi?
Hey.
Oh.
Right, today you're insulting me in French.
Tant pis pour toi parce que je suis here.
Hey.
Good
Okay.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are all welcome to Breakfast Daily, and my name is Kata.
There's always peace. There's always peace. Yes, it's a fantastic morning. We're excited to be here and hosting you together, of course. Now, we do have a lot that's lined up for you, but we like to start the show off with some words of inspiration.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at today's quote of the day.
And our quote of the day is from Steve Jobs.
Yes.
It says, if you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. Steve Jobs, if you really look closely,
Yep.
most overnight successes took a long time.
I agree. You
And
know,
that's
one
on
of the,
facts.
Yes, it's facts on facts, man. Listen, you know, one of the things that deceives people is that because they weren't there at the beginning of your journey, they assume that when they saw you or when they met you, that was the beginning of your journey.
Yeah.
You know, and we all kind of get caught up in that sort of thing. It's like, oh, the first time. Yesterday, I was completely surprised when Richard Mensah and Larry Dogbe were talking about Ekuya Donko.
And how long
she's been involved in the political space.
Yeah.
Since the PNDC era, she's been involved in the political space. You see, but for me, when she formed the party, to me, that was her beginning.
And that's what everybody thought.
You know, and like what Steve Jobs is saying, if you look closely, most overnight successes actually are not overnight successes.
Exactly.
The people have been in it for a long time.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
and it's like you see, for example, if you're looking at a building, the moment it emerges from the earth, it's not when the building started. Because if it's a high rise, the foundation has been going on for months and months and months on end. You know, the fact that it's now emerging from the surface doesn't mean it just started yesterday, right? And so that's how we look at it.
And sometimes still on buildings, when it starts, it doesn't mean it's going to finish right away.
No,
yeah. Some people take like almost 10 years to finish their building. That is to tell you the amount of hard work that have been put into that. And I feel like people need to take this very seriously.
Yeah.
It also lets you know that whatever you do, that's like, if you are looking for like overnight success, it won't last.
Yeah.
It won't last.
Yeah.
You will crash. And also in businesses or building something, there are times that people have failed and got up so many times, you understand?
Yeah.
So that also should give you that hope and faith that, if I'm doing this and I fall off at some point, I can still get up and continue because others have done it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And don't try to do what people do.
Yeah, it's okay. Just be yourself.
Just
be
be
original.
yourself.
Be authentic. Yeah. Well, we have a lot that's coming up in the show. The Spintex Knights will be joining us later on in the show. This is a basketball team, fantastic basketball team, and you will be glad to be speaking to them later on in the show. We're also going to be having a conversation about the Chaditi Street Festival, Street Arts Festival. Yes, and Glenn Sam, the working artist, will be joining us. Fantastic gentleman, and we'll be looking forward to that. Of course, going to get some music later on with Amachi the rapper. Yes. And so many things are happening in the show today. And of course, before we get to all of that, there will be my guest that will be joining me on the news review segment as we delve into some hot topics for the day. And before all of that, we get into the newspapers. Of course, my brother from another mother will be joining me as we get through the newspapers just shortly. But before all of that, let's remind you of a few things that you need to be reminded about. We have the Community Forum. The Community Forum is a show that we've put together beautifully for you, coming to you from a community near you. If it's not yours, it will be a community that's probably near you. Philip Nilate hosts that every Thursday at 9 a.m. So Thursday, that's tomorrow, 9 a.m., we'll have the Community Forum. You don't want to miss out on that. Right,
and on City 97.3 FM, we have the ballot box every Monday to Thursday from 10 p.m. to midnight. You're going to be hearing the voice of Christopher Kevin Esima, who will be speaking to different people and also letting us know what's going on as we gear towards the election.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we also have the point of view, and of course, you know it's Wednesday. So Wednesday, that's today at 9 p.m. Bernard Avle will be speaking to the right guests, tackling, asking all the right questions and tackling difficult conversations. And it will be right here on Channel 1 TV at 9 p.m.
Right, and for the younger ones and the family, we have the Wonder Space Show with Miss Natalie. Yes. And that shows every Saturday at 12 noon. Every Saturday at 12 noon. Make it a date to join the Wonder Space Show with Miss Natalie.
Absolutely. Now, like I said to you, he's joined me on the set this morning. We're going to go through the papers and have conversations right here, bringing you all the top stories on the various newspapers. Nana Tufu-Boateng, good morning.
Good morning, David.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
You're looking dapper as usual.
Taking after you.
The dapper rapper.
You taught me well.
Oh, really?
You taught me well.
What did you
But I take after you.
Charlie, how's everything?
Very well. I mean, yeah. Once we are alive, we're grateful. We give thanks.
Yes,
we don't take it for
absolutely.
granted.
Absolutely.
The gifts
I'm telling you
that God bestows on us to count us among the living each day. I mean, you might not value it, but trust me. It shouldn't be taken for granted at all.
At all.
There's nothing special about you.
No, there
just
isn't. That's the amazing thing.
It's just
I mean,
grace.
you can easily be deluded into thinking that you're all fancy and special and all that, but
you're not.
No,
Don't be deceived. Don't get it twisted at all. I mean, nobody's so equipped because death comes. It's not like anybody prepares for death.
No, we don't.
Right?
We don't.
Just a few weeks ago, she was so vociferous at the IPAC meeting.
Yes, I
we
remember.
heard her
So
threatening to sue.
Yeah.
And then we go to sleep one day, wake up, and she's no more. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't take the gift of being counted among the living for granted at all.
Absolutely.
But it's good to be here, and it's good to be doing this with you. Interesting stories, as expected, of course, making the rounds in the dailies. I'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper.
Right.
The major story has to do with the Boko issue. You'd expect that I will run through a number of the stories, the dailies this morning. Graphic captures it this way. It says, government urges ceasefire in Boko, imposes curfew, deploys security. It comes with a picture of Stephen Asamoah Boateng, the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, who actually addressed the media yesterday regarding the situation in Boko. When you go to the top left-hand corner of the Daily Graphic, it has to do with education, and it says 447,698 students placed into senior high schools and other institutions. Overturn your ruling, Speaker asks Supreme Court. Obviously, this is coming from the vacancy in Parliament.
Yeah.
And then you have government PSWU sign 3 conditions of service agreements, also stemming from that industrial action by the Public Services Workers Union. That does it for the front page of the Daily Graphic. But if you jump quickly to the back page, you have UTAG calls of strike over Galamsey. Comes with a picture of the UTAG president, Mamudu A. Akudugu. So that's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper.
All right. I'll take you to the Ghanaian Times. Now, on the front page, it says, Mahama calls for truce in Boko conflict. Ghana's vigilante groups increase from 27 to 72.
Wow.
Yes, a security expert is saying, I will bring us the details of that story a bit later. And this is after we've outlawed and banned vigilante groups. We've rather grown from...
More.
Yeah, grown from 27 from 27 to 72. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, but over the weekend, there was an event close to my place. And there was a bunch of guys running security for the event.
Right.
And on the inscription on their
uniform
was Delta Forces Security. I thought it was interesting.
Well, I mean, perhaps there's a properly incorporated security company called Delta Forces
Security.
Yeah, we never know. I mean, it's for us to find out.
Yeah. So stop politicizing Boko conflict, as Asamoah Boateng admonishes politicians. And Boko under curfew following a deadly chieftaincy clash. And this is what we have for the front page of the paper. The back page says, phase out overage electrical appliances. The Ghana Science Association is calling on the government. And of course, we know that overage impacts on energy usage and energy draw on our systems too. So that's important. And enhance leap effectiveness to combat poverty and hunger. This is a message from UNICEF. Okay, so that's what we have.
All right, I'll jump into the Chronicle newspaper. Lands Commission officers charged with money laundering. Okay. $3 billion is lost to graft in Ghana annually. This is according to Crusaders Against Corruption. Wow. $3 billion lost to graft.
Whoa.
So our misappropriations, the corrupt schemes, the underhand dealings and all that. $3 billion USD. How much did we go to the IMF for again?
That's the same amount.
And we are losing same annually to corruption.
Charlie, if we manage the resources, we won't need to borrow.
Exactly. If we tighten the ropes, there's proper fiscal discipline. There's proper public financial management. We won't have to borrow. It's sad when we hear some of these things. But anyway, iRisk celebrates prestigious ranking at Ghana Club 100 and injunction notice filed against funeral of Nyamfeku Nyeku II. Okay, that's it for the Chronicle this morning.
Let me take you to the Daily Guide. On the front page of the Daily Guide, we have Ekriadonko dead. I'm sure the Daily Guide missed the initial story.
Most of the papers had already gone to press when the news broke out, so I'm sure that's how come.
Baumia is my ideal successor. But you know, it's interesting, in the democratic practice, there's nowhere where a sitting president nominates a successor.
Oh, I don't think it was a direct nomination as
well,
such. That's why he's qualified it.
Ideal. My ideal.
Exactly. So
successor.
it is a want, a wish. You understand? Not an imposition. A want and a wish, not necessarily an imposition.
Reverse decision on vacant seats. Speaker to Supreme Court. Don't politicize Boku conflict. Chieftaincy Minister speaking here. And VIP shakes Accra. So that's what we have on the front page of the Daily Guide.
All right, let me jump to Larry Dogbe's The Herald, and he says names of EC officials on America's watch list out. Okay, that should be an interesting read.
Oh, wow.
Confusion of Boko conflict murders as state security personnel sleep on job despite 6 million Ghana cedis monthly cash. Mahama questions Baumia on 17 cedis to $1 and 767 billion Ghana cedis debts. Baumia predicts December triumph, cites fulfilled campaign promises. Napo spokesperson denies ethnocentric remarks against Ewe and Ga people. And when you jump to page 10, you find highlights of both the NDC and MPP manifestos on fiscal policy and digital economy. That's it for the Herald.
So, you know, the politicians are doing this sort of thing where it's like, you know, when you're on the, when we're kids and then you're on the, somebody is threatening to fight you and then you're on the park and then it's like, you're only trading insults and not even trading insults, but challenges, throwing challenges to the other side, and yet nobody ever throws a blow, right? So we have questions. A set of questions are coming. You to answer the question. You to answer the question. This is what the people are doing to us. So
you should have listened to Eyewitness News yesterday with Umaru Sanda Amadu on City 97.3.
When Basitali
and Dennis Miracles Abuaji. It was quite interesting listening to the two gentlemen. I mean, so that one camp is saying that, well, if you're going to set questions for me, meet me officially in a debate, and I'll provide all the answers you want. The other two are saying that, well, you have performed so abysmally, you are not worth a debate. Me coming to a debate with you is bringing you up to my level.
Anyway, Republic Press. Akufo-Addo assures free, fair elections. Buckling sounds alarm on parliamentary disregard. We have Otunfo to lead mediation efforts in Boko conflict. 5 suspects, including military officer, granted bail in Dutch kidnapping case. We have Rock City Hotel screens over 200 women for breast cancer launches. It's supposed to say launches blood donation exercise. And heavy rains leave Mankasim and Nafo residents homeless. Mankasim and Nafo residents homeless. All right, so that's what we have for the Republic Press.
The new publisher this morning has Natoshi speaking, and she says Baumia is a unifying figure for Christians and Muslims. That's according to Natoshi. Car falls in river, kills 5. That's quite a sad one. I understand it was the Owabi River.
Yes, the Owabi River. That's
quite sad.
But you see, again, it raises a lot of questions. because I saw how the rescuers,
Yeah.
the car hadn't totally submerged.
Okay.
Right. From the image, the videos that we saw, the car hadn't totally submerged. But the rescue effort, bringing out the people to shore, nobody involved there knows how to, apply CPR, any of those things, first aid, any of those things that you would typically do, right? Yeah. Because you have water in the lungs, water in the stomach. There's a way to pump. And you can actually push the water out. And in some cases, if not all, you may get some recoveries.
Exactly.
Right? But if you don't know what to do, the people are going to die. Yeah. So it speaks a lot to the efforts we need to make
at educating our people on first aid, CPR, and all that. I mean, you can extend the conversation to accident scenes and how rescue efforts are made at accident scenes. Sometimes people
desperately
question
dragging people's bodies out of vehicles, and sometimes you are
actually causing more injury.
Causing more harm.
You're causing more harm. Yeah. Sometimes people question why others will stand by and
look on without doing something.
But then
it's not everything that you just jump in and do something.
Exactly. So maybe we need to intensify education on first aid, rescue efforts, and of course how to perform CPR.
I think that what is done in a lot of places is all schools have some simple, basic first aid training. You see, because if you start as a kid, it's there. You're like, okay, we learned this. Let's apply what we learned now, right? And it helps.
Anyways, there's a final one here that says iRisk earns prestigious ranking at Ghana Club 100. Wrapping it up for the new publisher this morning.
I'll take you to the Ghanaian publisher. Ghanaian publisher says Bawumia confident of victory. We have. He pledges a monthly stipend for chiefs. Okay, that's an interesting one. I'm sure the basis for that will probably be in the story, so you can go to read that later. Stop politicizing Boko crisis. Chieftaincy Minister again speaking.
Which is very important.
Yeah. Critical, very critical. At this point, we cannot, get into that space of doing politics with it. ADB records 3.4 billion Ghana cedi growth deposit growth, and FDA trains disease surveillance officers on food safety. This is coming on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher.
The Informer newspaper this morning says CID boss hot. AG advised to take over case. Now, this case has to do with the forged last will and testament of the late Alhaji Salia Abdullahi. Okay. To reduce monthly cost, Ghana to import oil from Nigeria. NPA boss hence comes with a picture of Dr. Mustafa Hamid, the NPA boss. Now, in this issue, Ghana mourns Equia Donko.
Okay.
Bawumia shakes OT, promises equal opportunities for all. At Ghana Club 100 Awards, KGL Group wins big. Vacant seats brouhaha. Speaker flexes muscle, throws out Supreme Court's writs. Okay, that's it for the Informer newspaper.
Okay. The Inquisitor, which is my final paper here, says late Alhaji Salia's forged will case. Wahala for CID, in quotes, big man. Scrap ex gratia for 8th Parliament, deny MP salaries. This is Kokufu, Henry Kokufu speaking there. Napo has not denigrated any tribe, calling it fake news. Okay. Get Fund boss clarifies E-Block's controversy, and Mahama gives Bawumia 5 questions to answer. All right, so that is in the Inquisitor.
The New Independent says Alan to shake Greater Accra with another Afrafranto mega victory walk on November 2. Strengthening Parliament is key to safeguarding democracy. This is the Speaker, Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin, speaking there. Samira's mother's name pops up in court in contempt case over East Legon demolition. Huakbo chief and elders rebut claims of National Libation Day event held on their land. And this one says, your high moral values are in line with our and Lord tradition, Kata chiefs to Bawumia. That's it for the New Independent newspaper
All right.
this morning.
Let's before we delve into some stories, let me just take you to citynewsroom.com and channel1news.com.
Right.
We have on channel1news.com 24-hour economy requires a long-term plan, not quick fix. Okay, this is coming from ISER. Okay, we have here election 2024. I am the Messiah who can transform Ghana. Vote for me. This is the LPG's Kofi Akpalu. Okay, speaking to Umaru Sanda
on face-to-face.
Face-to-face,
right.
yeah. The constituency, Mahama failed to deliver for Asin Central MPP's Ameniampong. We have again from the constituency last night, fix our deteriorating roads, Asin Fosu drivers tell government. I'll give you one more on channel1news.com. Again from the constituency, everything shows NDC will win Asin Central. Shaibu Mijima speaking there. Channel 1, citynewsroom.com has these headlines here. It says, be a man and debate me, Baumia replies Mahama with 50 questions. Yes. So there was
what initially
there was initial 170.
And then Mahama comes with 5.
Yes.
And now Baumia replies with 50. Baumia has got questions.
I won't say what I'm thinking in my head. Anyway.
Keep it to yourself.
Chief Justice shuts down courts in Upper East over Boko conflict. I'll win December polls. Forget NDPP's large following. Akpalu. So somehow he's sure that regardless of the large following that we see, he, without those large followings, will win.
Right. Agronifem.
Yes, agronifem. So that's how it is. Yeah. The last one here is that I want to give you says the next NDC government will prioritize reconstruction of markets. This is Prof. Opoku Ajiman, the running mate for the NDC.
All right, so quickly, let's take a look at some of the stories. I'll start off from the Daily Graphic and its major story from today. Government urges ceasefire in Boko, imposes curfew, deploys security. Stories written by Donald Ato Dapatem. The government has called on all the people in the Boko chieftaincy conflict to lay down their arms and cease firing at one another. The Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, who made the call, reiterated the government's commitment to take all necessary measures to ensure the safety and security of the residents of Boko and its environs. Addressing a news conference in Accra yesterday, Mr. Asamoah Boateng said security agencies had been directed to enforce the curfew strictly and maintain law and order. He added that the government was guided by its responsibility to protect lives and property, and above all to enforce law and order to restore normalcy as quickly as possible. Quote, residents are therefore urged to comply with the directive and to cooperate fully with the security agencies to restore peace and normalcy in the area, end quote. The minister appealed. So yes, yesterday the Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, addressed the media, called for a ceasefire, urged the feuding factions to restrain themselves. He had also a swipe at the politicians to avoid politicizing the matter. But from the statement that came, I think 3 days back, that announced the curfew, and from the minister's own admission yesterday during the press conference, it's clear government knows that it's the presence of Seydou Abagre in Boko that has resurrected all this. But what I was expecting the minister to say was measures to, engage Mr. Seydou Abagre on whether or not he is still to stay in Boko or otherwise to help reduce the tensions. But quite smartly, he evaded questions surrounding that. It is a court that has lifted the warrant of him. And so he can obviously make an appearance in Boko. But for the sake of peace, what is the level of engagement with Mr. Seydou
I agree with you, 100%.
And of course the other feuding factions. I mean, because we can't also restrict his movement. He's entitled to be there. You understand? So at least there should be some jaw-jawing going on to bring some.
But you see, if his presence triggers this level of confusion and uproar and all of that, then maybe even his own life is at stake. For his own occasion, maybe he needs to, to stay away.
Exactly.
Do you see? So some of these things, you need to apply a great amount of wisdom to it. Yes, I'm sure there's emotional connection to the place. There's a feeling when people are there and all of those things. But for the greater good, government needs to step in and take some decisions on this. Anyway, we're going to look at this story from the Ghanaian Times. It says here, Ghana's vigilante groups increased from 27 to 72. Okay, now the number of vigilante groups operating in the country has increased from 27 to about 72 as captured under the Vigilantism and Related Offences Act 2019. A security analyst, Dr. Anam Bona, has indicated, according to him, most of these groups were no longer operating as vigilante groups as they had changed to become registered private security agencies. Wow. Remember what I was mentioning earlier? This is an interesting revelation. I mean, I didn't know this. But I said many of them, according to him, most of these groups were no longer operating as vigilante groups as they had changed to become registered private security agencies, while some serve as escorts for political parties, which made it difficult to identify them. Dr. Bona has therefore called on the Minister of National Security, Mr. Albert Kandapa, to investigate their operations and ensure that the leaders of those groups were arrested and prosecuted. Okay, he made this call at the second Democratic Lectures series held in Accra on Monday and organized by Care for Free and Fair Elections Ghana, a civil society organization in partnership with the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, and as FES. And it was on the theme Ghana's democratic development, assessing the implementation of the Vigilantism and Related Offences Act of 2019. That's Act 999 for ensuring peaceful December 2024 elections. So,
so they are
he mentioned a number
of
groups. They're legitimizing their existence. You see, so instead of disbanding, they are rather entrenching by taking the legal route. That's a problem.
It is a problem, but if we're able,
because you can
to
always
restrict
claim
operations
to deploy security. Do you understand? Once you claim that you deployed security, you can no longer call on vigilantism because it's a registered security company. But you're right. I mean, we have to monitor and control
their operations and activities.
Anyways,
interesting times as the elections approach. We wait to see what happens. Just a quick one on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. Overturn your ruling, Speaker asks Supreme Court. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbane, has filed an application asking the Supreme Court to overturn the stay of execution it granted in respect of the Speaker's ruling that declared 4 seats in Parliament vacant. The Speaker is further seeking an order from the court to set aside the writ filed by the leader of the New Patriotic Party, NPP caucus, Alexander Penyomarkin, which sought to prevent the Speaker from making any ruling on the 4 seats. In the application filed at the Apex Court last Monday by his lawyer, Thaddeus Sori, the Speaker contends that the Supreme Court misapplied the law by putting on hold the execution of his ruling because it was a non-judicial decision.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
A lot in the
David.
news. I'm going to delve into a few more stories during the news review segment as well. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
All right. Well, it's time for sports.
right, so I'm going to be starting with WAFU B on the 20 for the sports review. Ghana and Nigeria will meet today in the final of the WAFU Zone B on the 20 championships in Lomé, Togo. The two teams have already booked their places in the next year's under 20 AFCON tournament, but the final will give them the opportunity to earn bragging rights. The Black Satellites topped Group A on 5 points after recording draws with Togo and Benin and a 2-0 win over Niger. In the semis, they came back from a goal down to beat Cote d'Ivoire, and today they will face final hurdle in the form of Nigeria.
Yes, absolutely. And let's go to Premier League on City. According to reports, Manchester United are in advanced talks to sign Sporting Lisbon manager Ruben Amorim as a full-time replacement for Erik ten Hag. Now, the 39-year-old was on United's shortlist, but talks seem to have moved quickly. And yesterday, Sporting Lisbon informed the Portuguese stock exchange that Man United were willing to pay the 8.3 million release clause. Now, reports say that the Red Devils want to have Amorim appointed so he can handle the team this Sunday against Chelsea. Wow. Now, in the absence of any concrete announcement, Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of Man United's Carabao Cup tie against Leicester City tonight at Old Trafford. And so that's what we have for the sporting front. Now, we're going to take a quick break. When we're back, we're going to delve into some stories on the news review segment. Now, let me just sort of give you an idea of what we'll be discussing on the news review segment this morning. We'll be looking at Ekuya Donko's demise. The EC suspends printing of ballot papers. Now, Bawumia Mahama poses 5 questions to Bawumia over economic conditions. Our performance will guarantee us victory. Bawumia is speaking. And we're looking at Boko disturbances. The Chieftaincy Minister has called for a halt in politicization of the crisis. And we'll look at free SHS policy. The Education Minister is warning against imminent abolishment of the double-track system. So all these conversations we'll be having on the news review segment after this quick break.
Introducing Rexona Non-Stop Protection 72-hour antiperspirant with breakthrough microtechnology that forms a stronger sweat barrier. Tested to the limit, even during the most intense workout.
Still clean, dry, and fresh for longer.
Try the new Rexona 72-hour non-stop protection for clean, dry, and fresh underarms every day.
Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia #1 on the ballot.
Yɛfrɛ me Ɔbahema Ekuya Bwahema. Asante man de hye kronkron. Aha me gyina ɛyɛ Kumasi Adum. Franco Trading Enterprise shop number 5. Ɛna me gyina ha yi. Na wohwɛ se de mesi afa me ho. A me ho ayɛ fe ya. Na wonim se eba amamre ene amane a yentoto nase ne senti no nananom ene mahemam me bu me mu ase edema mo se o perfume papa laptops television set Franco air condition CCTV camera Bluetooth speakers home theater accessories bi a wo pe bia se de maba haye a mebeto ne ma papa e de akoche mahemfo ene mahemanom no na eye Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise. Phone papa, accessories papa, air condition papa, TV papa, ahimfie eneha.
Bethel Revival Club presents Akbe Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024. Venue Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi. Time 5 p.m. Gates opening at 4 p.m. Ministering at Bethel Revival Club, Pastor Edwin Dodson, Pastor Helen Yosin, Ike Nano, Dave the Music Box, Luigi McLean, Osborne, Raffia, Quindalin, and many more. Rate 50 Ghana Cedis single, 150 Ghana Cedis VIP. Tickets are available at Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi, Accra, Channel 1 TV, Tesano, City FM, Adabraka, www.bethelrevivalcrowd.com, USSD code *713*33*114#. Ticket hotline 0544-222-154. Sponsors GEC, Trinity Chapel, Voter Green Hill Properties, Stephen Zion Productions, Upswing Music, Jeanette Services, Rema Impressions, Kafkat Productions, HKD Studios, and Heaven Community Studio. This event is powered by Channel 1 TV and supported by City FM and Global Evangelical Church, Trinity Chapel, Kotobabi.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, no be say boys no want do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Just no deal.
I dey understand your hustle. Hope they come. John Mama they come do the National Apprenticeship Program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, waiting with that.
John Mama no say no be everybody wey won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship Program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this, I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing, they say, when you plead, the NDC government go make sure they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's sweet. That's be one waffle.
Another one waffle thing be say, when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow! I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
All right, welcome back. It's time for us to get right into the news review segment, and we have a lot to talk about in the news review segment this week. Now, today, the segment is interactive. We do like to hear from you throughout the conversations that we'll be having here. So kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily if you happen to be watching us on our social media streams. All right, so you can use the hashtag Breakfast Daily, add your comment to it, and we will get the message right here. Now, if you're watching us on TV, you can use the WhatsApp number 0204-447-033, 0204-447-033. Just send us a text as we're having these conversations. What your thoughts, whatever your opinions are, share with us, and we'll get it right here and we'll read it out on air. Now, we're going to be looking at a few stories here. Let me just walk you through some of them. We're looking at after Ekret Donko's demise, the EC suspends printing of ballots. We're going to look at, I'm going to hear from my guests what their take on this is, and again, regarding the 2024 elections, Mahama poses 5 questions to Bawumia over economic conditions. We also have Bawumia saying that our performance will guarantee us victory. And we're also looking at the free SHS policy. Education Minister is warning that any abolishment of the double track system will be inimical to free SHS. And then touch, if we can, we'll touch on the Boko disturbances. Minister is calling for halt in politicization of the crisis, right? That's an important call. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm going to introduce my guest to you. I have joining me from the NDC, Naatwe Niokwe. She is a member of the NPP National Communications team.
Please, I'm not a member of the NPP.
Sorry, the NDC.
I wouldn't want to be.
The member of the NDC National Communications team, pardon me. And Loratu Musasaka, she's a MPP Communications team member. Ladies, you are both welcome.
Thank you, David.
All right. Fantastic. Let's just get right into it. So let me just read a story from channel1news.com. EC halts ballot printing after Ekuya Donko's passing. The Electoral Commission has temporarily halted the printing of presidential ballot papers following the passing of Ekuya Donko. Now, she's a founder and presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, GFP, who was confirmed dead on Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. This development has introduced significant procedural implications for the December 7th elections, which are now just weeks away. In an official statement, the deputy chairman of operations at the EC, Samotete, expressed condolences to Ekuya Donko's family, stating the Electoral Commission has today received information on the unfortunate passing of the presidential candidate of the Ghana Freedom Party, Madame Ekuya Donko. May she rest in peace. The EC referenced Article 54 of the 1992 Constitution, which grants a 10-day period for the nomination of a replacement candidate if a presidential candidate passes away after the close of nominations, but prior to the election date. Under this provision, the GFP now has the opportunity to nominate a new candidate, provided they meet the qualifications required by the EC. With the ballot printing process temporarily paused, the EC has indicated that timelines may shift slightly to accommodate the potential nomination of a new GFP flag bearer. And it has the full statement, which we quoted already. All right, so let me start with Naatwe. Your thoughts on this so far?
Thank you, thank you, David, and thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Let me say a very good morning to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his distinguished running mates, the Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman. They are at different places in the country, canvassing vote for us to reset the country and redeem it from the oppression that the elephant family has taken us through. And to say good morning to my Member of Parliament, Honorable Benjamin Aikunate, for the good work you are doing in the Lejoku constituency. Trust that will retain you to reset the constituency. And this morning, I also like to extend my condolences to the Ghana Freedom Party and to the family of Madame Ekuya Donko. She's a very astute politician, and for me, she's also a woman. I think that she's done her bit for Ghana's politics, but of course, teach us to number our days, oh Lord. And she's going to be with her maker. We can only wish her a restful sleep, and we can say to the family that be strong. Now, well, so the EC's press release, I think that it is in the right direction to ask the Ghana Freedom Party for, you know, a re-nomination, if they would nominate anybody within the structures in their party, so that they can get someone to replace Madame Ekuya Donko. And I'm sure that from the time it was the press release was issued yesterday, they have up until some 10 days. And so for us as a party, we would wish the Ghana Freedom Party also well, as they put in measures internally to get a replacement for Madame Ekuya Donko. But then to also say that if the Ghana Freedom Party decides that, well, we are not fielding any candidates, I'm sure that would amount to an automatic, withdrawal from the race. That said, as a party also, we are not ready, and the EC maybe should be advised that we are not ready to come to IPAC for any, positioning on the ballot or what have you. We are running a campaign as a party, and at the end of this year, our number remains at the presidential number 8 for John Dramani Mahama, and so we would indulge the Electoral Commission that be it as it may. So they are probably said that they've actually halted. It means that they've started up until a point. Personally, I believe
almost
that
done with printing.
Almost done, like you've rightly said. So I think that it should continue. Her votes or the party's votes, if they decide to willingly withdraw, maybe we'll just count as will not count, or count as not valid votes. Yes, invalid votes. So
you're thinking that they should maintain the ballots as they are without reprinting new ones?
I think that every well-meaning Ghanaian would think in the same line, that we should allow the processes to follow, and so that dates are not no delays, and I'm sure we are enjoying some electoral stability, and the EC should ensure that continues.
All right. Lorati.
Yeah, good morning, David, and good morning to our viewers. I mean, as we, on behalf of the New Patriotic Party and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer and leader of our party, yesterday a release was out expressing our condolences to the Ghana Freedom Party and the family of Madam Ikuya-Donko. I mean, she's been around for a while, one of the few women that have been bold enough and gone against all odds to be on the ballot of elections. I think last election she wasn't on, but the election before she was on, and this election, I mean, she went for the balloting and all that, but unfortunately, I mean, we lost her. I mean, our condolences to the family. And with regards to the statement, the EC release, I think it's in order. I mean, it's fair to give them that opportunity within 10 days to respond. And I've heard her running mate come out and say if he qualifies, he will go. So let's see how it pans out. There'll be no point trying to predict and trying to play God to know what will happen in the next 10 days, especially when, I mean, I belong to the New Patriotic Party. I don't know the internal workings of the Ghana Freedom Party. So they've been given 10 days to bring a worthy replacement. I mean, someone who qualifies, because, I mean, there are some protocols you have to go through to qualify to be a presidential candidate. So we just leave it to time. I mean, 10 days is not, and we also need to take note of the fact that the EC released a timetable without recourse to this. There's no way they could have anticipated this. So definitely with them saying there'll be a change in the timetable, I think is something that we all need to take note of and not raise alarm when things delay maybe a few days. And all that. 10 days is quite some time within our election cycle.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. We're going to talk about this is a very interesting story here. Election 2024. Mahama sets 5 questions for Bawumia. Okay, so let's let me read that story. And now the National Democratic Congress NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has issued 5 critical questions to Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the New Patriotic Party's presidential candidate for the 2024 elections. Now, Mahama's questions focus on urgent economic challenges facing Ghana, addressing topics such as exchange rate, national debt, inflation, and what he describes as Dr. Bawumia's shift from economic management to prioritizing digitalization. Now, Mahama noted that Dr. Bawumia had once posed similar questions to the late Vice President Kwaku Sakyi when Bawumia was the MPP's running mate. Now Mahama contends that Dr. Bawumia should provide the same level of transparency and accountability regarding the current economic situation under his oversight. Now, Mahama stressed that these questions reflect Ghanaians' demand for clarity and responsibility in the economic governance from Dr. Bawumia and the MPP. Now, a quote here. He used to give lectures every month about how to run an economy and how to fix the economy. He posed 170 questions to my Vice President, Mr. Arthur. He should go and answer the 170 questions himself. Indeed, he shouldn't answer 170 questions. He should answer only 3. Question 1, he should come and answer, why is the exchange rate 17 Ghana cedis to the dollar? Question 2, why has Ghana's debt risen from 120 billion to 767 billion Ghana cedis in 8 years? He should come and answer. Question 3, why did inflation rise to where it is at 54% under your administration for 8 years? And then let me add 2 more. Question 4, why did you borrow 42 billion Ghana cedis from the Bank of Ghana? He should come and answer those questions. We don't need 170. With the 170, if he wants, he can answer them himself. But Ghanaians are asking him 4 questions. He should come and answer those 4 questions and explain to Ghanaians why we are where we are. The last question is, why has he run away from the economy to digitalization? He used to be talking a lot about the economy. Today, he can't mention the economy. It's not in his vocabulary. Anytime he opens his mouth, digitalization. Come and talk about the economy. That's question 5. 5 questions. Tell him you should come and answer them, he stated. All right. Loratu.
David.
Yeah. It's a very interesting time that we find ourselves. Everyone purports to have questions when it suits them. At this point, Mahama is asking the questions. Please, do you have any answers from your flag bearer?
David, this is interesting. Is the former president asking these questions because Dr. Bawumia asked the late vice president questions? I mean, we need to cut the jokes and get
no, but you have
serious.
answers to these.
Have you? I was thinking that you're going to go through the 50 questions that Dr. Bawumia has posed to him. Since Dr. Bawumia is the one who has been posing questions and he wants to do same, there are 50 questions. He's brought 5. You should go and answer the 50. I mean, there's an opportunity for flag bearers to tell the country what they want to do. There's a debate. You are running away from a debate and you are sitting in a corner asking questions. I mean, we need to take Ghanaians serious. All these processes we are going through, what is it for? It's to come and lead this country and champion the development and the betterment of this country. How well can you tell Ghanaians what you want to offer them, if not come face to face and debate these issues? I mean, like Dr. Bawumia said in his release, moderators can ask him those questions, but he should also answer the 50. Or if he's not ready to answer them, he should come for a debate. Why is he running from a debate and asking questions from a guy? It's like, come, let's address an issue. You are standing at a corner saying things that are not supposed to say. This government hasn't hidden away from the fact that there are challenges. But at least no one, not the vice president, not His Excellency the President, not any of them has come to tell us that they've developed a dead goat syndrome. None of them have come to tell us that all the meat has been eaten is left with bones. None of them has come to tell us that when you go to places like Ashanti region, even if you asphalt roads with gold, they won't show appreciation. Look, we find ourselves in challenges as a country, but be as it may, some of the, particularly in oil and gas, agriculture expanded by 5.1%, despite a significant contraction in cocoa, while the services sector grew by 4.5%, down from 6% in 2023. Right. Tight monetary policy and stable exchange rates help reduce inflation from 54.1% in December 2022 to 23.2% in December 2020. Through disinflation, though disinflation slowed down to 20% and all that, these things are there. When the challenges started, and we are all there, well, they will admit on international platforms that we had external challenges, but come in country and try to hoodwink people that there were external challenges, but come in country and try to hoodwink people that there were no external challenges. But in the wake of COVID, for example, His Excellency the President was clear, and to paraphrase him, and that is what a leader does, not to throw their hands in the air and say they have become a dead goat. His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, said he knows how to bring the economy back to life, but he doesn't know how to bring dead people back to life. Right? That hope, that is what we are seeing. That zeal to make sure that our economy gets back to what it's supposed to be. Okay. It hasn't gotten to where it is, but from 54% inflation to 20-something, which will get better in the coming days based on the challenges. And I'm not reading this from any Ghana portal for you to say that it's coming. I'm reading it from the World Bank. And it's here. You can look at it. You get it. So it's not like we are not, we haven't been open with Ghanaians and all that. But if he really wants to understand,
but if the World Bank is saying this, Loretta, why is the Vice President not speaking on it? I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not even pretending to have an authority to say he must speak on it.
Speaking on what?
On the various things that the progress that.
But David, if you've been following, there's a monthly update by the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
That gives an update on how economy is doing. Okay. So what's the Vice President supposed to come and see? And I have said times without number, anybody who says that the Vice President is talking about digitalization doesn't understand where the world is moving. Okay. So it's not surprising that when the Vice President says we need to build cybersecurity sector, we need to develop 1 million digital jobs for the youth. Our compatriots in the NDC, led by their flag bearer, will come and say, we'll give you kokon kitty and ebu. You get it? They don't understand. The world is moving. Yeah. What runs now? What runs the economy now? It's digitalization. Today, how many times do we go to the bank? Hardly. What is causing it? It's digitalization. Today, how many times do we move around picking things? You get people to deliver those things to you. Today, how do we move around apart from taxis, hailing rides? What is moving it? Digitalization. Yeah. So anybody who says an economist is talking about digitalization doesn't understand where the world is going. It's still in the past. It's still in the analog era. They don't understand that it's the fourth industrial revolution, and some other economists have even declared the fifth, which is more on character and morality and all that. So if you sit in your corner and talking about Nkukobo and Ketenkete in 2024, and you say an economist is talking to digitalization, and that has no bearing on the, then we need to be really scared of this alternative that they are offering, because the world has gone digital. Today, as we sit here, hitherto, people will have to go and look for what you've uploaded after the show. Today, anybody in this part of the world can listen to us live watch us live by virtue of digitalization, by virtue of having access to internet and all that. And that is where the world is moving. Let's move with the world. Let's stop staying in the past.
Thank you.
Ghana is not an island.
All right, thank you. Natre, so without answering 50 questions, 5 have been posed by John Dramani Mahama, and he's demanding answers for his questions. Your take on this?
And so, David, I'm sure I would have equal share of the time because I monitored it. And to let our viewers know that this morning, the best Loretta could have done.
You just have to keep my name out of your
have
submission.
been
David,
to actually,
if you want to finish the show, she should keep my name out of your submission.
Apologize to the good people of Ghana.
Please speak to the issues.
David, I repeat, the best Loretta and MPP communicators can do, including their flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the best they can do is to show of remorse for how they have ditched Ghana's economy into the tatters. And maybe someone here at the table needs a reminder that when we mention Dr. Bawumia, we are talking about the head of the economic management team. We are not talking about a market woman. We are talking about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who was packaged to us as the economic messiah. 8 years on, we have seen how Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not an economic messiah, but is an economic mismanager and an economic oppressor. And so for me this morning, I think that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been very lenient with the 5 questions. In fact, I'm sure if the ordinary Ghanaian has his or her own way, they have many questions for Dr. Bawumia. Now, when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo brought Dr. Bawumia from the Bank of Ghana, we were told his job description. And Dr. Bawumia's job description was that he should come and build a robust economy and stabilize the city. That was the job description. We were not told that he would come and be the issuer of Ghana cards, a comedian and a dancer. I'm not sure.
Why would you address him as a comedian and a dancer?
He has actually played with all aspects of the, to the extent that he admitted that, oh, on this matter I was joking. On this matter I was just joking. Is the office of the vice president and for that matter the presidency for jokes? What we are saying is that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, as head of the economic management team, must accept that they have failed. Dr. Bawumia must accept that he's a failed economist. Now let's go into the questions that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asked. The first one was on the cedi to the dollar. Remember when Dr. Bawumia told us that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Because he desperately needed power. Now, Ghanaians believed these lies that Dr. Bawumia threw at us and then voted for Dr. Bawumia. Now, when he got the chance to head the economic management team, he came to tell us that, so now it is warped logic to think that when the fundamentals are not right, the exchange rate would expose you. Is he a warped human being or is he warped in his thinking? You say one thing, and on another breath you are saying contrary. And in that very famous video, I was wondering why all the members of the economic management team were clapping. Clapping at what exactly? The man managed to confuse you and you were clapping. You remember how Dr. Bawumia held distinguished speaker series on the CD and showed us where to download his lectures. Today, even as the man of the digitalization that he claims, he doesn't have that data that he shared. See, he should go for the lectures that he presented to us on how to stabilize the cedi. Because then Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia told us that a cedi of 4 cedi 20 pesos to the dollar was unheard of. Now the cedi is hovering around 17 cedis and says today we should lift up our hands in singing praise to him. In fact, we maintain when the fundamentals are weak, Dr. Bawumia, the exchange rate will beat you up. Now, the second thing that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama spoke about was about the public debt. On your own channel, Channel 1 News, you have stated there that now each Ghanaian watching me today owes 24,000 cedis. What did I buy? So if I have a family of 5, each of us is owing, simply because of Dr. Baumia's mismanagement, reckless expenditure and over borrowing, each Ghanaian is owing 24,000 Ghana cedis. What did we buy? Then they criticized the public debt that was at 120 billion. Today, it is over 763 billion. And each Ghanaian watching me, you are owing, thanks to the recklessness, the mismanagement, the oppression of the NPP government, you are owing 24,000 cedis. If you keep the NPP in office, I'm sure by the time they travel the next term, would be owing in excess of about 80,000 cedis per Ghanaian. The third question that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asked was on inflation. Under the economic messiah, the so-called, inflation soared up until 54%. Today, Lorato is saying that inflation was 54 and it came down. Did I take it to 54%? David, are you responsible for inflation going to 54%? Who is responsible? In fact, it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is chair of the economic management team. So this morning, nobody should shift the blame and the goalpost so that it favors them. Please. He told us during his lectures that, inflation of single digits under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was nothing to write home about. Today, Dr. Bawumia is gasping for breath, literally, to even maintain inflation. It is soaring and soaring, unprecedented levels of inflation above the roof. Now, owing to this inflation, David, many Ghanaians have been impoverished. You know what? If your salary is 5,000 cedis, inflation actually determines the value of that salary. And so you may be earning the same salary, or your salary might have increased marginally. But because of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's recklessness and his incompetence in managing the economy, the salary you have is near zero. And so this morning, nobody should tell us that, and they have done this, and this has improved. The reason why I said that, Lorato and NPP communicators should be apologizing. You remember in the town hall meetings that they've been having, the finance minister, Dr. Amin himself, apologized to the good people of Ghana. And people sit at this table with no economic fundamentals.
Isn't that okay? Isn't that enough?
So what I'm saying is that if the managers of the economy, right, the finance minister, for example, is saying that we are apologizing for our mismanagement, and then you think that, no, he should not be apologizing. You have done excellently. When you are not the one with the books, what are we talking about? What I'm saying is that the apology and the remorse must be shown. Right. Now, the other thing is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mentioned the question on over-borrowing. David, I'm checking my time. On over-borrowing, you remember that Dr. Bawumia told us that we need not borrow. The money is here. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo told us that yet and we had to borrow to the extent that we were kicked out of the capital market. An economic messiah would go and overborrow on the Eurobond market. See, the NPP has overborrowed altogether in excess of what all administrations in this Fourth Republic has borrowed. And in fact, they have nothing to show. I'll land shortly. In a recent book published by Manasseh Azure, he mentioned that the NPP continues to borrow with nothing to show for, because anytime they borrow, the president's brother, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, earns his share of the borrowing, to the extent that in their borrowing spree that they've embarked on, Ken Ofori-Atta has actually gained $9.2 million. So you think that you should be borrowing and you should be saving for family and friends. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, David, I think that you should be fair in the time. I would land quickly.
I'm also monitoring the time.
I would land quickly.
We need to go for it.
I'll land quickly. What I'm saying is that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is a walking contradiction of everything that they've ever said. And in an attempt, David, finally, in an attempt to gaslight Ghanaians, they'll say that let us blame it on COVID and Russia. COVID did the NPP government good more than bad. Finally, COVID gave the NPP government $1 billion from the IMF rapid credit facility. Okay. Hold on. See, COVID gave the NPP. You are not allowing me to.
The show runs a certain way. We need to take a break, okay? So just hold on your thought. Don't lose your train of thought. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right.
Be that business owner that stands out and is very productive.
You're so confident. How do you do it?
It starts with Built. Where does your confidence come from? Paperwork made simple. Built takes all the hassle away. Don't be like her. Built is your all-in-one simplified finance platform. It's your home for invoices, payments, your payroll, and so much more.
Oh, wow.
Grow your business today. Sign up now at built.africa. Download the Built app now.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pepto and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to rob.
What is that about?
Special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, you can't apply to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours. Hey, go man. So you never change. You get passport for someone within 24 hours. Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Not 24 hours. I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application. By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easier. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? Obisa. It is possible.
Yes, I didn't know this. I feel officer.
Come on.
All right, welcome back from that break. We are still on the news review segment. Just before we went for the break, Nature was making some submissions, and she's just going to wrap up with that. Yes.
So what I'm saying is that, David, COVID did the NPP more good than bad.
Okay.
And I repeat, the NPP under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo received $1 billion from the IMF in the name of the rapid credit facility. They went on to receive 600 million from the World Bank. That is not all. They received 83 million from South Korea. As if that is not enough, they went on to impose COVID levies on us, and we are still paying. And I bring assurances from the office of our flag bearer, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, that in the first 120 days, we are abolishing the COVID levy. Remember how their own Felicia Tete told us that they shared the COVID money for party apparatchiks. So nobody has any moral right to say that, well, let us blame COVID for all the excesses that we are actually facing this morning. I think in wrapping up, the questions that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would rather swallow a giant elephant than gather the courage to answer those questions. And then lastly, I have never heard Dr. Bawumia in recent time mention the cedi and how the dollar is beating it. We didn't vote for Dr. Bawumia to come and issue Ghana card. Right. We voted for him to stabilize the cedi. That is his duty, and that is what Ghanaians expect from him.
All right, thank you. Do you have a rebuttal to that before we go to the next? Okay.
You see, David, when we seek to communicate for our party, we should eschew the appetite of trying to make sound bites, trying to use unprintable words, and trying to say things that we don't even understand. When you talk about today, the child who has just completed junior high school and going to senior high school, who can get their placement for free, is listening to us. That's by virtue of making the economy easier through digitalization. The woman in Bumprugu who can now go to a health facility and use her health insurance card without struggling to renew it or being shown the longest queue ever just because she wants medical care, is listening to us. Today, the business person who needs a TIN number and has a Ghana card doesn't need to struggle through getting their TIN number. At their time, it was 4%. Today, it's 85%. That is digitalization.
Before you wrap up your thoughts,
yes.
Before you wrap up your thoughts,
yes.
I want you to segue from what you're saying into the conversation on what Bawumia said about our performance will guarantee us victory.
That's what I'm building on. Today, the SHS student who is enjoying free SHS, and today what do they say? That they will come and make free SHS better? When they said free SHS was a whimsical promise of a desperate politician, today is the NDC flag bearer desperate? Is he making whimsical promises? That is for Ghanaians to decide. Today, the constituencies that hitherto wouldn't have seen an ambulance, maternal health cases that would have been in an ambulance without fetal monitors, today, those women who are being saved by that ambulance are listening to us. People who used to die through snake bites just because they find themselves in hard-to-reach areas, today, by virtue of drones, are saved within the minute. That is digitalization, and that is how you build an economy. Today, the tertiary students who hitherto had to come the whole of their town, the whole of their village, just to get a guarantor for them to get a loan to pursue their dream of a university education. Today, by virtue of their card. So if anybody says that issuing Ghana cards is not important, they don't know what they are talking about. And that alternative is scary. If there's any word beyond scary, That is what you described. That's alternative, and that alternative is the NDC. Today, districts that hitherto never had district hospitals, through the COVID levy, are seeing huge progress in the Agenda 1111. So if they want to come and abolish it, that is up to them. That is them thinking about Ghanaians. But you see, when Dr. Baumia says, and let's also, in our quest to cause mischief, not misquote people. What did His Excellency the President do? He updated Ghanaians throughout the process of COVID. What did the Finance Minister say? He apologized to Ghanaians for the DDEB and thanked Ghanaians for their resilience and patience. What is government? There's no government without the people. So when you put people in a hardship, at least the Finance Minister has apologized on behalf of government, which we all identify with, has also thanked Ghanaians for it. But hitherto, 2016, what were we told? That the president who was supposed to give us hope, who now wants to become president again, said he has acquired a dead goat syndrome. So how do you compare these two and think the alternative is better? David, hitherto, 2017, LEAP wasn't working. School feeding wasn't working. Health insurance wasn't working. Today, are they working or not? When you talk about building your economy, that is what we talk about. Can they speak to that? There are things to show. So if Dr. Baumia says that our performance, and I don't expect people to understand some of these things, because for people who left an economy with us, for us saying that all the meat has been eaten, it's left with the bones, and we built it up. Even in the peak of COVID, when developed economies were shrinking, we grew by a minimal percentage. At least Dr. Baumia was worthy and qualified enough to be made head of economic management team vis-a-vis the challenges. Was their flag bearer qualified to be EMT head? Those are questions that answers that Ghanaians themselves know, and our viewers today know. So I will repeat, anybody who says the issuing of Ghana cards has brought no development, when you go to the issue of ghost names, both on the controller's payroll and SNIT alone, we saved over 400 million by virtue of aligning our Ghana card numbers to our SNIT numbers. If you can't save your nation money, then what are your economic policies for? Then we talk about the exchange rate and nothing being done about it. You hear them talk about when we'll come and do import substitution. What better way to do import substitution than building factories within your country? To have local production.
Have we built factories?
Of course, David. There are factories that have been built under the 1D1F. That has created some 160,000 jobs, direct jobs.
How many factories do we have?
At the last count was about 126.
Really?
Yes, you can check.
126 factories?
Yes, across the country through the 1D1F
rehabilitated
project.
Or built from scratch?
David, if anybody who paid attention when the 1D1F initiative was launched, there were two streams. The greenfield projects and the brownfield projects. The greenfield ones are new, like a Kumfi and the like. The brownfields are the one that already existed, but needed to be revamped and expanded, like the Kasaprekos, the Daku farms, and all those things. David, if a company is operating at maybe 10%, employing maybe 5 people, and you add on capacity, you boost it. It increases the number of people they can employ. It improves their capacity. You don't just say just because you're putting together a policy, you must do away with the system. That's why there were 2 streams, the greenfield ones and the brownfield ones. So anybody who followed that initiative will understand why some existing companies are doing that. So those are the things we are talking about when we talk about building our economy in a digitalized manner. But if the alternative that doesn't understand, and I've always maintained that they don't get it, because if in 2024 all you're talking about is Nkukobo and Kitinkiti and all that, that is it. But to end with that, David, no matter the questions that are being asked, His Excellency, the former president, should make himself available for a debate if he really means well for this country.
Okay, all right, thank you.
See, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia can live in denial of the true reality of the ordinary Ghanaian. He can choose to say that, well, it is not the reality. And I'm sure that by the time Ghanaians have voted him out, it is in that same denial that he will pack out of the Flagstaff House. I remember some time back in 2016, a story came up about a group of Aboso-Kind spare parts dealers who actually put money together and said that they are vouching for Dr. Bawumia because he can actually stabilize the city. He can perform better the economy today. I am sure if they get the chance, they'll retrieve their monies. It should tell you that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is delinked from the reality of the ordinary Ghanaian. Anything you say, the NPP will tell you that, oh, we've given you Ghana cards. Even when you are hungry, they'll tell you, oh, but you have a Ghana card. When your light goes off, their solution is Ghana card. Any problem you raise, even if you tell them that you are running an elephant-sized government, they'll tell you that, well, but we've given you Ghana card. I think that that play, that joke should end today, going into the 7th December election. But the story on your website, I'm sure because of time, you were not able to read that the education minister was actually cautioning against the abolishment of
we are yet to get to that.
We are yet to get there. I'll tie that in with what Dr. Bawumia is saying. You see, it should tell you that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has been vindicated, because in that story published by your own news portal, the Minister of Education mentioned accommodation and feeding, among others, if I'm right. It should tell you that the infrastructural deficits that the NDC said, because of infrastructural deficits, there isn't the need for this wholesale churning out of free SHS, and so it must be progressive. Today, we are back, and they are actually admitting, their own education minister is admitting that we have infrastructural deficits, right? And so it should tell you that before you run such a wholesale policy, you must think through, you must put in place infrastructure. Today we are down to ground zero, telling us that the infrastructure doesn't exist. What we are saying as a party is that, see, nobody is saying free SHS is not good. What we are saying is that when we advise, when we caution that there is danger ahead with any policy, at least the NPP should have some ears to listen. Remember when we cautioned them against how the economy was going, and we told them that very soon the economy will grind to a halt. They told us, no, it won't grind. Or IMF, we won't go. Play the tapes. A number of them, including the late John Kuma, said, no, IMF, no. And Mr. Kenofria said, IMF, no, we won't go. NPP communicators sat, and they put their hands in fire, vouching that as for IMF, we won't go. The NPP didn't just take Ghana to the IMF on its feet. In fact, they took us to the IMF on a stretcher. So when somebody actually criticizes a policy constructively, what we are saying is that pay heed. And where there is the need for review, do it. I'm shocked this morning, and just like our viewers, I'm sure we are all shocked, that the NPP will come to the understanding that review means cancellation. but they've come by conduct to admit that the free SHS actually need a review. And that is why His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is proposing how to improve the free SHS. See, simply because I can't afford education for my child doesn't mean you should throw any half-wit education in my face. We can't compromise the quality of education, especially when we are bringing up citizens so that they can match international standards. And if you come with me to page 39 of our manifesto, we are proposing ways that the free senior high school must be improved. But before I even come there, Arani made question and says that where are the parents? Parents whose children go to school for 3 weeks and vacate. A term is now 3 weeks to 1 month. David, in the history of our education, have you and I seen a term that is running on 4 weeks and then you vacate on Friday and Monday, the next term is starting? Really? What thought went into this? What His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is proposing is that we will significantly improve the pupil to textbook ratio. That is not all. The NDC will also improve the free SHS program by providing a dedicated source of income. David, even if it will take our oral project, Operation Recover All Loot, to recover the loot to improve the free SHS, the NDC will do that. Finally, we will abolish the double track system and then we'll continue our policy of providing free laptop and tablets to students. That is how the NDC is going to improve the free SHS.
Thank you.
David, just a quick one. I'm not going to go on to it. And I have said times without number that we should talk about things we understand and not misquote. I'm going to your story on the Minister of Education, and that is the NPP. We admit what the challenges are, and we tell you what we'll do about it. We are not like the opposition that thinks that it's all about bashing the government and not telling us what they can do. Let me just give you quotes from there, so that it's not like your story. Within your story, you have quotes. So the first quote is, when the concept of the double track was introduced in Ghana, it was to meet the increased demand in enrollment in our high schools, especially the category A schools. So it will surprise you to know that a number of the schools are no longer double track. Even those schools with double track, we have transition calendars. Second quote, a school like Tamale Secondary School is no longer double track. In fact, we are working for Pokuwari Senior High School. And it's likely that it will not be double track this coming academic year because the government had built more facilities there. Another quote, some people come here to say that we will or they will abolish double track. And I say to myself, they don't know what they are talking about. Last quote, if you abolish the double track at Prempeh College today, they will not be able to enroll one student. PRESEC will not take in one student. If you don't want double track and you cancel double track, 1,500 students who are going to this year will not have say, so they can't go. Do we cancel it in the name of politics and push 1,500 students away from Opokuwari? It is our choice, but the choice, and I repeat, some people come here to say they will abolish double track, and I say to myself, they don't know what they are talking about.
Thank you very much,
the NDC don't know what they are talking about.
Thank you very much, Loretta. What you've just read is just the flip side of the same coin from which Nadia said, because
David, it can be the flip side. You can't compare the NPP to NDC.
No, I'm not comparing.
I'm
just saying that.
It can be the flip side.
She says
they don't understand what they are talking about.
Infrastructure deficit is the reason why we're phasing in. They want to phase in
David.
Free SHS.
David.
And then we on the MPP side, MPP says, no, let's just go right away. Then we hit a snag. We're realizing that we have to do double track.
David.
We're saying that if we do double track, and if you pull back double track, it will disenfranchise students.
So whose child should stay at home for whose child to go to school?
Good question.
Population is growing.
Population is growing. For our viewers.
Population is growing, right?
No, we've run out of time. Sorry, we've run out of time. Let me read the.
So whose child should stay at home for whose child to go to school?
Let me read the comments from our viewers. We have here. This one says, "It's coming from Kwesi Dadzi from Kwabenya. It says, good morning, Channel 1 TV. Sometimes try and bring resource people to come and educate us based on how normal Ghanaians are doing. The MPP lady should stop telling us that their government has been apologizing to Ghanaians for their mismanagement. What sort of lies are these? Come on, we are discerning and we will not fall for their conning and lies. Please give us a break, you say. Another one here says, Mr. Host, please ask MPP lady if she's living in this country that we are in. The hardships are just unbearable, and getting 2 square meals a day is becoming a problem in Ghana. We are using Formula 010. She should give us a break. I want to say a big thank you to my guest this morning. We've been speaking with Loratu Musasaka. She is speaking for the NPP, and also to Na Atre Niope. She's speaking for the NDC. And when we come back after this break, we're going to be having some music from Amachi the rapper, and there'll be many more conversations after that. Thank you very much, ladies, for coming, and we'll be right back after this break.
Just like my mother taught me, I'm teaching you too. This recipe has been in our family for generations.
Mama, did your mom also use machine, right?
No, my dear. This is our new tradition. Just for you and I.
Oh, it's delicious too.
Look out for Muslim rice in markets and supermarkets. For bulk purchase, contact us on 055-902-2169 or 020-292-9618. Muslim means tasty. This advert is FDA approved.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, you might think that your CCTV or electric fence would prevent crime. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response 1.
We had CCTV and electric fence. We thought we were safe. But when the robbers came in, they cut our fence and they didn't care. I was terrified for my baby's life. The CCTV recorded everything. But Response 1 monitored alarm system, which is connected to our electric fence, that saved us. The swift response from the alarm system triggered a signal instantly. They dispatched their response team immediately. We now feel safe. Now we truly feel protected.
Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response 1's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response 1. Stay connected. Stay protected.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? You man, I want to
What is that about? Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, your case applies to me. He told me last night, he's telling me this week.
Process. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, madam. Please relax. I get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma.
So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours, I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application. By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? It is possible.
I didn't know this. I feel this.
Get ready.
Every objection against you is hereby dismissed.
For Impact 2024 with the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Eastwood Anaba, Apostle Joshua Selman, Apostle Isi Igeneba, Bishop Dr. Bernard Ojiri Asari, and Reverend Dr. David Inki. November 24th to December 1st, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily at Action Chapel International, Prayer Cathedral, Dominion Arena. For inquiries or pass information, call 059-230-0069.
Besintia ni pehu bida ne ocha sa uhuna ya sana huna ebia na wadani ti abehunu se ne chiachi ampo odokan be fi watamfo yetoba wasantamto grodo suntina the rapper mentina faako mijina menaso enkwa wo we de mefua so se obo ahwa bibia mu no nyankopon be hyira so enfom so wo bia ho abraboy obia ko enti kon de mame nkome de debi na meka masem nipa asem yenkana adakem ne foforo boni na ne dade sumai kronkron obia nkade sumai kronkron obia nkade ne foforo boni na ne dade nipa asem yenkana adakem why debi na meka masem tina se mekania ni duna esumba suma wa bofo ni bi momuntumfa mame awode mama bemu muda bring a chassis and so a piano. Semekania ni duna esumba. Soma wa bofoni bi momuntumfa. Mame awode mama bemu mudo. Ekanya ya mwa. Nanom jinsen. The crack na say. The crack na say. Opre bombi a chassis. Now ya kwa. And fan so mudron to tompampa. Me da me nampo. Me kampo. GDI kita me no free and run najo. Ya obema obenyina beto. It gets windy before rain, so don't you get shook. Hakuna Matata. I put energy in fixing up my chakras. Lately my mind need a duster. Funny how Dre need a doctor. It's funny how Dre need a doctor. Inti Semekania ni duna esumba. Suma wa bofo ni bi momuntumfa. Mame awode mama bemu muda. We bring a chassis as we be a blue. Semekania ni duna esumba. Suma wa bofo ni bi momuntumfa. Mami awode mama be mumudo be brain a shasi so e bi enu momentum fa Mami awode mi re se me kanya ni duna esumba suma wa bofo ni bi momentum fa It took 5 years, hard years, and my progress came. Yeah, I had to trust the process. Been too nini, yeah. Jesse, I didn't even dollar, no city. I used to walk around the whole city. It was just me on my 2 feet. Excuse me, I know who I am, don't confuse me. Oh, the cops who to me did you see? I don't know, but this thing ain't conducive. Live life, this thing is like a movie. Although my come and move me Cupid. And everybody want use it. Everybody want use me. I got love, fire. Don't you take it for granted. I got love for you. Don't you take it for granted. I got love, my world. Man, Fenyagro. I got love for you. Don't you take it for granted. 5 years down the drain, and I healed all the pain. I can never complain. I can never ever real ones know what I'm saying. Me and me to maintain. I can never ever. I can never complain. Nah, I got love for you. Ooh, don't you take it for granted. I got love, I got it for you. Ooh, don't you take it for granted. Venyago sing. Ta da 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 da. Ta da 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 da. Ooh ooh ooh. Ta da 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 da. La 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 la. I got love, 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 I got love for you. No be small. Why would I lie? If I had 9 lives, I would never lose one. It's just what it is. When the sun shines, know the moon's gon' come. Falling, but you don't know who's gon' come. There's nobody to save you. You know who to pray to. Holy oil on my head. Thank God said a lie, I never cut my dress. I was swimming with the sharks in the lake. Remember when my feet never see jigs, but these days it is blissful on my barefoot. I was careful from the rear view. I seen angels turn rebels. Never been scared to keep a small circle. No be everybody they deserve you. Yeah, over the hills and valleys, high seas I call it. People them follow. My brother like we boy he's solid. It's a real life challenge. Streets get the knowledge. For the souls them damage. For the heavy load luggage. Kings with the old palace. Warriors with the old courage. Rest in peace Bob Marley. Said 9 lives. Never lose one. Now never lose one. It's just what it is. When the sun shines, know the moon's gon' come. Calling, but you don't know who's gon' come. There's nobody to save you. You know who to. Yo, streets now you're free now. living near dangerous. A boss can who are say titanium. Uhia moa, uchawe near her, obienio. These streets be full of rats, snakes, and chameleons. Obian in opinion. God bless who they put me on and who they keep me on. So say they don't need me on. I brought Trabagana, made a rap average millions. Religion is killing us. Politics is criminal. Minya Rizala, but you trip back for the general. Overcome here, I put blood down the spirit. 202 I signed to build. That's re-record. I'm a chill rapper. I'm in bed. Don't you be alarmed. Came in the game with heavy armor. Said son, we see me crap, firepower from Vietnam. And no soldier never dies, man. I'm serious. Yo, be careful who be family and who's familiar. And Ray, I boss search cheer million. Eduana Chua, yeah, dada bro, really. My whole life is contents for the media. I fell in love with big, but these days it gets tedious. Yeah. Why would I lie if I had 9 lives? I'll never lose one. Ooh, it's just what it is. When the sun shines, know the moon's gonna come. Calling, 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 but you don't know who's gonna come. There's nobody to save you. You know who to pray to.
I'm Machi the rapper.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you.
How
Thank
are
you
you?
for that. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good to know.
I noticed that you can actually sing too.
Thank you.
Between singing and rapping, which one do you like best? And why did you decide to settle for Amache the rapper? Since you can sing.
Nice question. Thank you anyway. Amache is actually my name, my government name. So rap is my first love. I started doing music, rapping, battle rapping, a whole lot. And branched into melodic rap. I also play instruments, so I like melodies as well. And then I branched into singing later on. So it's Amache the rapper from the start.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. But I guess it won't be, there won't be a change someday.
No, I haven't.
Like maybe Amache the musician.
No, not at all.
Because you know, like as musicians actually grow, they decide. Some of them actually decide to change their names. Like you know, we had like Two-Face. Now he's like Tubaba. We had different people that have already done that. You understand? But then, how is it going when it comes to the industry, especially you being in the industry right now? What does it feel like?
Me being in the industry is such a roller coaster. Honestly, hasn't been easy. It's not easy being an artist. Most importantly, using English in Ghana to do music and trying to market out there. It's a large market out there and it takes a lot. So I wouldn't say it's all rosy out here, but I'm doing my best. Hey.
Yes, when you say using English, is English a problem? Especially in Ghana, because when people from other countries listen, most of them say, okay, so why don't Ghanaians sing in English? So probably we can relate more. And then you are saying it's a struggle for you doing English because not a lot of people here really appreciate English. So I know you're just in the middle right now. Tell us what is it you're going through when it comes to using the language English?
Well, I like to say there's been conversation about using language, like there are likes of other artists doing music in their local dialects and being able to market it out there, like globally. And so I don't think language is a barrier at all, whether English, Tree, Yoruba, whatever, it's not a barrier. The only problem is marketing. That's what we need to understand, that you can speak Tree and go to China and market it if you have really good marketing.
Right.
So that's it for me. It's really about marketing. It's not really about the language or the dialects that's being spoken. Yeah.
Right. And how long have you been doing this for?
I've been around for a while. Over half a decade, I think.
Over half a decade?
Yes, that's like 6-7 years doing music. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. And who have you worked with?
I'm actually not like a new face. People know the face. They know me from way back, MTN Hitmaker. They know me from when I made features and appearances on Famia's album last year, Greater Than. I've also been on a few stages. I've collaborated with a lot of producers as well, Liquid Beats.
Right.
Not just to mention a few, Famille, I did already.
Yeah.
Medal. The list goes on.
Yeah, the list goes on. So what has been your best feature? Who has been the best person that you performed with and why?
Okay, that would definitely be Famille because we kind of like have a relationship outside music. We both are like brothers. We are in the studio together a lot of times. We are making music together. We are playing. We are going around together. So there's a vibe. Anytime we have to do music, we have to record, we have to perform. It always flows. There's synergies there.
Yeah, right.
So that would be the one.
So how can people reach out to you or how can people follow you?
Okay, it's Amachi the Rapper, AMAKYE, the Rapper on every platform that you are aware of. Streaming platforms, social media, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere it's Amachi the Rapper. YouTube, and check me, I have a new project out as well. No Be Small is an acoustic project. And, of course, it features Famille, so you guys should check it out.
All right, thank you so much, Amachi the Rapper. Ladies and gentlemen, if you love what you heard, go out there and support him, stream his music, and follow him on social media, Amachi the Rapper. Now it's time for us to get into some entertainment highlights, and we will be right back with some exciting interviews that had to do with tourism and sports. So we'll be back.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily. My name is Ni Komite Kome. Now, today marks 21 years since the passing of Ghanaian hip life and dancehall icon Terry Bonchaka, who died in a car accident at age 21. Known for hits like Ghana Ladies, African Cho, and Pulele, Bonchaka was celebrated for his high-energy performances. His former manager, Reagan Mentz, now an entertainment journalist, honored his memory with a Facebook tribute, expressing disbelief at the years gone by and a commitment to preserving Bonchaka's legacy. Bonchaka mentored artists like King Ayusoba, Sherifa Gunu, and Shatta Wale, leaving a lasting impact on Ghana's music scene. Now let's enjoy some clips from Bonchaka's old performances.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh la 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 la, 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 ooh la 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 la. All day saga, all day in the mirror, all day saga, all day in the mirror, all day kuna me be.
Nollywood actress Regina Daniels recently opened up about her family's initial disapproval of her marriage to politician Ned Nwoko, addressing rumors that she was pressured into the relationship. During a live session, she clarified that despite her family's opposition, including her mother's concerns, she chose the marriage herself. Daniels humorously recounted a moment when a family outing unexpectedly led her to meet Nwoko, stating, and I quote, "Don't let a boyfriend hinder you from finding your husband." End quote. She affirmed her independence in her decision, noting that resistance from her family only strengthened her commitment. City FM and Channel 1 TV received the 2024 Tourism Oriented Media of the Year Award at Ghana's National Tourism Awards, held at Osu Castle Garden in Accra. The event, organized by the Ghana Tourism Authority, celebrated innovation across tourism categories, including media, hospitality, and events. City FM and Channel 1 TV were commended for their reliable, creative contributions to tourism promotion. exhibition. The media house received a plaque and a citation which reads, and I quote, "You continue to make significant strides in promoting and developing tourism. You have diligently positioned yourself as the backbone of numerous tourism activities, exemplifying reliability, timeliness, professionalism, and trustworthiness." End quote. Some of these tourism activities include Back to Your Village Food Festival, This is Ghana exhibition, and the Heritage Caravan, just to mention a few. Notable attendees included Tourism Minister Andrew Ejapa-Mensah, Mark Okreku-Mante, and Ghana Tourism Authority CEO Akwesi Ajamai. High life musician Kwabna Kwabna performed for the audience, adding to the event's success. Now let's get a glimpse of the moment when the media house was awarded. And this is how we end entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily. For more entertainment news, visit GhanaWeekend.com. I am Ni Komete Kome.
Welcome back, and that was it for Entertainment Highlight. Now it's time for us to talk tourism. And in the studio with me is the working artist. A lot of you might have seen him on the streets and festivals and even on social media and lately even on the news. Glenn Sam, hi.
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good.
How are you? How are you? Good?
I'm fine.
Right. All right, so Glenn, it's a pleasure to have you here. It's always nice to have you here. Every year you try to come here and then push Chadidi Street Art Festival 2024. This is the 3rd edition. Yeah. And for those who have not heard about it, can you give us a glimpse of what Chadidi Street Arts Festival is all about? So
Chadidi Street Art Festival is based in Kata. It's an art festival that complement the Hogbachocho. So the mind is to put Kata on the map, because a lot of people know Kata, but they don't really know Kata that because there's a narrative they always hear about, like the sea displacing people and all that, right? So as a team, we came together to let people see like the nice side of Kata they don't know about, like the nice beaches. There's a fort in Kata. Yeah. So it's just basically that. Yeah. So obviously you all sat and decided, you know what, it's time to put Kata on the map. Yeah. You're all from Kata? Yeah, I'm from Kata.
You're from Kata. Yeah. And why do you think it was important to say, you know what, we need to push our own region, our own side of the country? Okay,
because like I've been part of like almost all the successful art festivals in Accra. So I thought it being wise, like, yo, you come from Kata and people always make noise about where they come from. So I said, okay, why don't I do this? And I spoke with my team about it, and they were supportive, and it became a reality.
Right, right. So this is the 3rd one. Yeah. Can you tell us how the 2nd one went?
The 2nd one wasn't bad, but we had some small stuff, but you know, it's a growing festival, so we're still learning through the process.
Right. Yeah. And how do the people of Kata feel about this?
So initially, some didn't really understand, right? But now they are in support, because last year we painted some buildings and all that. So this year the idea is we are still going back. We are going to paint a lot of houses. Then we are going to have like murals around it. So we want to make it a walking arts gallery where people will come from.
A walking arts gallery.
Where people come from all sort of places to come to Kata, come see the beautiful forts, the town, and the beaches. Right. Yeah.
So what are some of the activities that actually go on at the Arts Streets Festival? Okay, so
like Friday, the 1st November, we're having a talk party with the students where we invite students from Angloga to Kata to take them through like the process, how we paint and all that. Then later in the evening, we're going to have by a fireside a storytelling, because I feel there's a story about Kata a lot of people have not had a chance to hear, right? So me being fortunate to meet my parents told me about it, so I want to share with the people. So there's going to be by the fireside where some of the old folks from the town will come sit down and, you know, tell stories and all that. Then the second day, there's going to be arts installations, and the major thing is the art session, where we are going to work from Jubilee Radio down to the Kata Fort. So I'm inviting everybody, like just be in your costume, come, let's promote.
You are already
culture.
a walking art, so like, you don't need to do much. Everybody knows you that you don't need to do
Sunday
much.
we'll be having a barbecue party just to hang out with the town people.
Right.
Yeah.
So where in Kata, where is all this happening? Because it's from the 1st to the 3rd. So how are we dividing it, and which locations?
Everything is happening in Kata.
Mhm.
Kata itself,
Mhm.
where the fort is,
Yeah.
Fort President's Time. So that's where everything is happening.
So even by the fireside?
Yeah,
Everything will be
is around
happening
the
then?
fort, yeah.
Is everything going to be happening in, say, Ewe?
A bit,
Mhm.
because there are going to be visitors who don't speak Ewe, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a mix so that they also get to learn something new before they leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So which kind of people actually participate in the festival?
Everybody's invited.
I can see some nice pictures.
Yeah,
of,
like we
you
have
know, painted,
graffiti
body
artists.
painted, yeah?
We have spoken word artists too. We have dancers, just culture troops and all that. So everybody's involved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So do you think this has actually impacted the lives of the people in Kata? I was going to call them Ketanians or Kata.
I don't like to
But,
see
yeah.
being it a growing festival, right? To me, I can say it's making a mark, because we're trying to put Kata on the map, because it's still all the time you hear Kata in the news. It's about the sea, misplacing people and all that. So this one is just like let people know we have, like, let's say the whole Ghana, right? We have like the nicest beach ever.
Yeah.
It's not the one you guys have in Accra and all that. So
Yeah.
if you love
The ones
nature,
that are being polluted this
you
season,
know, just come to Kata, get access to me like the nice beaches and all that. There's a fort, most people don't know about it. So I think it's going to be a great thing for them to come, hear stories about the fort too. Yeah.
But how did you discover all this? Were you born in Kata? Did you grow up in Kata?
No, I didn't grow up in Kata, but unfortunately my dad always goes there. So
Yeah.
we go there on vacations. And I fell in love with the place because it's so peaceful, no traffic, no noise and all that. So yeah.
Right. So you didn't grow up there, but obviously you know a bit or more about your place. So how important is it for people to actually know where they come from and even go back to visit those places that they come from?
So we need to go back to our roots. It's all a way to promote tourism, because people in Ghana and they've not been to, some people, like when I post, some people say like they come from Kata, they've not been to that place before.
That's
because
weird. Yeah.
There was like a stereotype about all those places. But you know, we're just trying to use this festival to change the stereotype of people. Everybody come home like, you know, I feel good when I go to Kata, because I boldly say we have like the nicest beach ever in Ghana. So it's just a way to tell people, let's go back home and just promote tourism.
Right.
Yeah.
So a very important question. Is the government actually supporting when it comes to tourism in that area?
Nope. I feel tourism in Ghana is just one way. If it's not Cape Coast, if it's not Elmina, Kumasi, that's it. So me being an indigenous from Kata, right, I don't want to wait till the government to come. Maybe it's going to take forever. So my team and I are putting ourselves together to make it happen.
Right. So any sponsors that you want to thank? Anybody you want to thank?
Okay, so my big shouts to Souvenir Ghana for supporting us with paints.
Paints, yeah.
Yes, we know Ghana and
so media partners, 97.3 City FM, Channel 1,
TV,
Kata Vibes,
Kata Vibes,
Basa
Sound
Vibes.
City Radio,
Yeah.
Basa Vibes, Jubilee Radio.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. It's actually really nice having you here. But what are some of the challenges that you have faced in putting this together? This being the third
so
one.
let's say like sponsorship-wise, because they'll tell you Kata like they don't know why they should sponsor Kata, because I don't know, but we are still trying. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, this is a growing festival, and obviously from the pictures, it seems like, you know, people are really appreciating it, and it's really going to grow and blow up someday. So if you are watching today and you feel like, I'm from Kata, but I haven't visited, I think this is the perfect time for you to go home and visit. But even if you're not from Kata, Ghana is not only Accra. It's not only Kumasi, you understand? So it would be nice to visit other places, and this will also help boost tourism in the country. And also, if you're an organization that thinks, wow, I really, really, really like what these people are doing, I think I need to support. I think I need to push the arts. I think I need to push the tourism in that area. You know, you should reach out to them and then probably support them, like you heard. Sponsorship has been one of the most difficult things, but if you think you can sponsor, maybe if not this one, the next, I think you should reach out to them too. So it's from the 1st to the 3rd.
Yeah.
At Kata, and where does it start from?
So it starts from, everything's happening in Kata around the 4th.
Around the 4th,
yeah.
So everything's happening in Kata around the 4th. And ladies and gentlemen, I've been speaking to Glenn Sam, who is the walking artist, and you've heard all about the Chadidi Street Art Festival 2024. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be discussing some sports with the Spintex Knights.
Welcome to a quick tutorial on the Ghana Knowledge and Skills Bank. Visit www.gksb.gov.gh to access the platform. In this tutorial, we will take you through self-learning on the platform. To do that, you must first log in. Find and click on Self-Learning in the menu bar. Click on your preferred subject, select a mode and choose the grade you want to access. Solve the questions, submit for grading, and view your results instantly. That's it for today. Keep learning and good luck.
We all have that one friend, always by your side for the big moments and ready to assist. He's always got his eyes on the prize and his heart in the right place. Where would we be without our BFFs? This season, enjoy all 380 Premier League games with your BFF GoTV. Upgrade or reconnect to GoTV Super Plus for the discounted price of just 265 cedis today. GoTV, love it.
Facility Pro Management Services Limited, the most outstanding facility management company in Africa. We have over 12 years experience in professional facility management services such as cleaning, fumigation, and pest control to landscaping, post-construction cleanings, and electronic security installations. With highly trained personnel, exceptional customer service, and operations in all 16 regions of Ghana, we offer you value for money always. Facility Pro, trusted by top brands like Scania West Africa, Orca Deco, Robert Bosch Ghana, National Communications Authority, First National Bank, Consolidated Bank Ghana, Zenith Bank, Brain Hill International School, Villac International School, just to mention a few. Let us maintain the value of your property. Facility Pro, maintaining the value of your property.
Welcome to another edition of What the Papers Are Saying, where we bring you the big stories for the week and dissect them as reported by the big media outlets. And then we'll look at the various angles they reported on those stories and matters arising from those stories.
The news cycle can sometimes be rather daunting. With an abundance of media houses publishing daily, where does one even begin? What the papers are saying is a one-stop shopping experience to know and understand the most important news items that made the headlines.
Then you are saying so of your opponent that he's organized boys to come and beat them, and he was telling police people.
What we saw the thing happen. And if what we saw is what it is, then it's a very shameful act from somebody who's supposed to be a member of parliament. And everybody has condemned except himself. All the weapon he had was just a recorder. And then you expose him to this kind of ridiculous. I mean, how do you do that?
Catch the next episode of What the Papers Are Saying with your host, Vivian Kai Loco, and her guests each Thursday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
We are the trailblazers, the pioneers, the unsung heroines who break barriers and set new standards.
Hello there, welcome to The Woman in You with me, Zoe Abubeduado. Now, this is a show that celebrates the extraordinary resilience, strength, and leadership of women everywhere.
From the pioneers in enterprise, politics, and health, their stories are our stories.
I was very satisfied with doing something very little. But when my mother introduced the eggs and I started, it kept me so busy that I had to be there in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
I had been playing around with the different facets of it, and I realized, listen, I'm really onto something. I decided to formalize it, and I formalized it probably after, just navigating the space and doing different things and trying my hand at different things probably played around with it for like a good 5 years before I formalized it.
Be inspired, be empowered, be the woman you were born to be.
Join me, Zoe Abubeduado, every week on Channel 1 TV as we celebrate these women who inspire, empower, and lead by example. It's time to celebrate the woman in you.
The Woman in You with Zoe airs Sundays at 6 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome back. So it's still Breakfast Daily, and right now we are about to have a conversation. I told you earlier on that we're going to be having a conversation on sports, and this time it's basketball. We are going to be speaking to the Spintex Knights, who have actually made some waves in international basketball, as they have actually made history qualifying for the Basketball Africa League. And this prestigious tournament actually showcases Africa's best basketball talent, and the Knights qualification is actually a monumental step for Ghanaian basketball. So before we get into the conversation, we actually have a report by Yao Ej Minta. Let us check out this report, and then we can get into this conversation.
In 2019, Spintex Knights Basketball Club competed in the Tema Community Basketball League for the first time. 5 years on, the Spintex Knights have won the Accra Basketball League and qualified to compete in the League 16 stage of the Apex Basketball League in Africa, the Basketball Africa League. Starting in 2020, the Continental Basketball Championship is run by basketball's world governing body FIBA and the world's most prestigious basketball league, the NBA. By qualifying to the League 16 stage, Knights made history by becoming the first Ghana club to make it beyond the preliminary round of the competition, and the journey isn't lost on the club's co-founder, Dr. Eric Opoku-Antwi.
The thing that we are seeing is the handiwork of God. We started as a very recreational team, playing from one area to the other, playing in community leagues, and then we decided that we had to aim for the ultimate. That is participating in the Basketball African League. And here we are today. That everybody has a purpose to fulfill on this earth. And for me, I believe basketball is part of what I had to do.
While the Ghana Black Stars served up a woeful performance in a 2-0 loss to Sudan, Spintex Knights were making history in Libya on the blind side of many. Knights head coach Thomas Amedeku lived through the historic feat firsthand.
Up into Tripoli, at the back of our heads, we knew that the tough opposition was going to be ABC. Because they've been there before, they've seen what it's like. So we went in there. The challenge we faced was we're supposed to leave about 3 days before. We couldn't because we had issues with our ticketing, and then we had to cut down our numbers. So we had to go with just me as a head coach, just a team manager, a media person, and then a team doctor, and then just 11 players. So we got there and at about 11 a.m. and our game was about 4 hours away, our first game. And so from the experience we had gathered from Nigeria and Ivory Coast and everything we had gone through to get to this point, we just told the guys, look, this is the main thing. This is what we said we've always wanted to be. So it needed to come for something. Let's leave everything there. And then it was good. When we started, we had jitters. But once we settled in, we just knew that we had the talent to match up.
After signing expert players Larry Johnson, Deshaun Weaver, and Habib Hassan to address size and scoring challenges ahead of competing in the Elite 16 stage in Cote d'Ivoire from November 5 to November 10, Spintex Knights are expecting to do big things, but continue to call for financial help ahead of the trip.
Before going to Libya, we sent letters to the ministry for a visa waiver. We didn't get it.
Wow.
We had to pay $150 per person on arrival to Ivory Coast. I believe we are supposed to leave on the 1st. As a team, we are very much prepared, physically, spiritually,
mentally.
Financially. No, we are still struggling in there. So, but we believe that God will see us through. And to compete, our target is to make it to the main bar.
From scrapping around community basketball courts to competing at the international level, Spintex Knights have come a long way. By having the brazen assertiveness to settle for only the best, the Nobles are gearing to make more basketball history for Ghana.
Go on, catch me if you can. Go deflect off. Just Sabatov against the head one.
Wow, lovely, lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, we actually have them here in the studio with us. So in the studio with me is Selam Thomas Amedeku, who's the head coach of the Spintex Knights, Benjamin Omari Mensah, vice captain Spintex Knights, and James Amoto, who is a member of the Spintex Knights. You guys are all welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
We're doing well.
You feel good, right?
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Excited to be here and excited to be going to Cote d'Ivoire?
Yes.
Okay, now let us just start with the whole qualifying journey. Tell us, what was it like and what was some of your biggest challenge, especially knowing that, you know, basketball has been one of those sports that Ghanaians didn't take too seriously. I mean, it just stopped from after high school or uni. So tell us some of your biggest challenges, you know, having to qualify for this bout.
Right. I mean, before the trip to Tripoli, I mean, the usual financial issues. So for us, we had to cut down our numbers from 22. We had to cut it all the way down to 15. So we had to take.
That includes the players?
Yes. So we had to go with 11 players, myself as the coach, a team manager, a team doctor, and that was it.
Wow.
Then, so we went there and our numbers, we got there on the very day we were playing our first game.
You got there on the day you were playing your first game?
We had just 4 hours in between landing and our first game.
So no resting?
No. And that was a game that we actually played our best. We won that game.
Okay. Because you're just 5 years old, and what were some of the specific moments or during the game qualifier that, you know, felt was a turning point that you realized that, you know what, we can do this, we can actually rep Ghana?
Right. I mean, when we started, it was just recreational basketball, and then just 2 years ago, we said, look, we needed to take this thing seriously, so we needed to change our focus. So 2 years ago, we signed up to play in the Accra Basketball League Division 2, and we went unbeaten, and we came into the top division.
Right.
And then when we came, we said, okay, now we need to take another step. So we started traveling outside to play international tournaments.
Right.
We've been to Nigeria about 3 times. We've been to Ivory Coast, just so the players can understand where we are going to and how it feels like.
Right, right.
So we did all of those things to prepare us. And then just last year, we knew that it was time for us to get in there.
All right, so let me speak to Benjamin. Benjamin, he said that to prepare your mind and everything, you guys actually signed up to be playing international tournaments, so you've gone to Cote d'Ivoire, you've played in Nigeria. How was the feeling like playing outside Ghana? You know, meeting international competitors, how was the feeling like, and how did it impact you?
Playing internationally was one of the biggest dreams we've ever dreamt about, and going there was a top fight. But you know, our minds were made up that we want to put Ghana on the map, and we want to write our names on the walls of other countries, that the people will understand that basketball is also part of, you know, Ghana, and we made it possible, and people got to realize that, okay, there's a big team in Ghana called Spintex Knights. That was a big dream.
Yeah. And James, what was the feeling like for you?
It was actually great, because going out there, meeting international people, playing with them, kind of give you an experience, because the way it's played here and outside there is different. So it's more or less like gathering experience each and every time you go out there to play.
Right, right. All right, so as a basketballer myself, yeah, I understand that basketball sometimes cannot really put food on your table, especially here in Africa. So is it one of that life that you guys are living? You have other day jobs, or it's just basketball full time?
It's strictly basketball. I mean,
wow.
Our management is making things so good for us. And we're enjoying it. Our families are also
benefiting from it, right?
So we are.
Right. So what do you think the future of basketball is here for Ghana?
I mean, it's exciting to see, because just over this weekend we were in Legon for the Africa Basketball Festival. We saw most of our guys play in there, and for us, if we looked at the numbers that were there, if we looked at the whole event that happened, it was really telling that if we took it seriously in this country, it would be a big thing. Because even as at 12 midnight, people were still seated watching basketball. And so for us, what we are trying to do is to make sure that people see things like this, and people can invest into it, and then basketball definitely go in this country.
Yeah, so Ghana actually hasn't had like extensive representation especially for this level, for the BAL. What do you think this means for the country standing in African basketball?
I mean, we've always looked at this as beyond just Spintex Knights. Whenever we step out there, we step out there in the name of the country, because every competition that we've gone to, they never play Spintex Knights anthem. They always play the Ghana national anthem. And so,
do you have an anthem?
It's something that's happening. We're working on that. But so for us, it's bigger than just our club. We just want to go out there and represent our country.
Right. So, Benjamin, how are you guys preparing? What's the preparation going like? Because obviously, you're not just repping Spintex Knight again. Now it's all about Le Ghana. When you go there, say Le Ghana, Le Ghana, Le Ghana, Le Ghana.
You know.
Yeah.
With me, I'm super excited to partake in this tournament, and mentally we are ready, physically we are ready, spiritually we are ready. So we believe in ourselves, and we believe in the boys as well. And being a captain, you know, we have to stay disciplined. My voice is more like an instrument to the boys. So the best thing I can do is to motivate them, to talk to them well. And, you know, at the end of the day, we'll bring victory to the country and
Right.
we'll bring victory to ourselves.
Right. So, James, do you already know who you're going to be playing with, say, your first match?
No, not yet.
You don't know
Yeah.
that yet, but do you know the countries that will be there too?
Yeah, I think ABC, that's
Mhm.
Ivory Coast,
Mhm.
will be there. Stade Malien,
Mhm.
Libya, a couple of guys.
Yeah, these are big basketball names.
Yeah.
And have you been watching them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. So, you know, this is not just a competition, but it's also like carrying the country on your back. So what are some of your strategies for preparation, maybe mentally, emotionally, and stuff like that? What are some of it going on?
We are actually training for them.
Mhm.
Same way they are also training for us. And I think Ghana basketball for a long period of time has been so underrated. So I think we going out there to showcase our talent will bring victory.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah.
So, Coach, how has some of the local support been since the qualification news broke out?
I mean, it's not been as we've expected, but
Mhm.
I mean, NASCO has supported us financially.
Mhm.
Before we went to Tripoli, they supported us with some items for
Mhm.
the players to motivate them, and then when we came back, they supported financially as well. But apart from them, we are yet to receive any form of support
Right.
from anyone else. We had to sign 3 players, international players, 2 from America and 1 from Nigeria
Mhm.
to beef up our team for Ivory Coast. And we hope that after this interview, definitely some people reach out to us and support us.
Yeah, so what do you think are some of the problems when it comes to maintaining the teams here in Ghana? Do you think it's the issue of funds?
Yes, it has to do with funds and facilities to be able to do that, because we are dealing with most of our guys are students.
Yeah.
And so some of them are in University of Cape Coast. They have to travel,
Oh, they have to
all,
travel
the way
all the
down,
time.
every time for practice and for games.
I know that feeling.
And so imagine that we have facilities where we could actually house our players. It becomes easy. Imagine that we have our own facility
Yeah.
training, because now we have to rent a court
Mhm.
to be able to train. And if it rains, we will not be able to practice because
Yeah.
it's an outdoor court.
So what's happening with the indoor courts in Ghana? Guys.
We just actually secured the facility at Boteman,
Okay.
the handball court,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
to the dome to be able to practice
right.
before we leave.
Okay, so I'm just going to call on my co-host to join us now, because he was also excited when the news broke out that, you
Right.
know, you guys have qualified for Ghana. Yes. Kwaku.
Yeah.
They are here.
No, it's exciting.
Finally.
I mean, I think that it can only be upwards and higher, you know,
Mhm.
for Ghana.
Right. Yeah.
And for basketball in Ghana as
Right.
well. So I'm excited for you guys, and all the best.
Right.
And as you go out there flagging, carrying the flag of Ghana high, you know, and bring back fantastic laurels.
Yeah. So Benjamin and Benjamin and James, what would you guys like to tell the fans that support?
What I would like to tell our fans is they should expect nothing but the best from us.
Mhm.
We are super ready to make ourselves proud and make the country proud as well.
Right.
So it's going to be a good day and it's going to be a good tournament for
Mhm.
us. You know, so they should expect victory.
Yeah. All right.
And they should keep supporting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming through.
Thank you.
Okay, and
Thank you.
don't forget that tomorrow we have the community forum that comes your way at the end of Breakfast Daily tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a truncated version of Breakfast Daily. We end at 9 and we go to community forum. Now, tomorrow on the community forum, we want you to know that all the people of Tema Newtown, we're coming to you. Yes, Community Forum is coming to you in Tema Newtown tomorrow. And so those of you who are not from there, you can watch on TV, Channel 1 TV. But those of you who are in Tema Newtown, you can be part of the conversations. All right. Well, this has been Breakfast Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually have a birthday wish, right? Yeah, we have a birthday wish for one of our own. Happy birthday to you, Pel